District 79, diligent leaders, my dear fellow classmasters, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to every one of you.
Good evening.
My name is Mr. Robertson, and it gives me a great pleasure and honor to be the master of ceremony for this prestigious event. Saudi Arabia Toastmaster Annual Conference, SATAC 2023. And I'm sure it's going to be one of your wonderful days and a day to remember. Today, in this hall number 2, we will have 2 contests. First, tabletop contest, and next, humorous speech contest for Group B semifinals. And in between, there will be a break for brain, probably for 15 minutes. After both contests are over, we'll go back to hall number 1 to adjourn the meeting. So without any further ado, let's get to the subject. There is an interesting quote I read which says, the more you read, the more you know. And the more you know, the smarter you grow. And stronger your voice when speaking your mind or making your choice. But from my humble experience with Toastmaster, let me rephrase this quote and say, the more you listen to Toastmasters, the stronger your voice when speaking your mind or making your choice. When you combine a strong voice with a strong mind, you will have the ability to inspire others and to make a positive impact on the whole world. And here in the lab today, we will listen to inspiring speeches from an amazing speaker who have the combination of the strong voice and strong mind. Let's hear from them in our first contest, tabletop contest, semifinal Group B. The contest master is Toastmaster Hassan. He's a Toastmaster member since 2020, and he has been a part of Horizon Toastmaster among with few others. He has always been a strong advocate for change and have always oriented himself to contribute to a positive change. He started his leadership journey from being the president of Horizon Toastmaster and raised the club to the president distinguished. He contributed in different other roles, including current video education of the club, and on the other side, he is a petroleum engineer and working in a technical stage of oil and gas and service company. Today, we have the privilege of welcoming this exceptional individual to the podium. Please help me to welcome tabletop contest master, Toastmaster Ahmed Hassan.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Hassan, for that humbling introduction. Dignitaries, respected panel of judges, assignees, contestants, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests from all around the world. The SATAC 23 team warmly welcome everyone for this event. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the semi-final Group B of Favorite Topics contest of Saudi Arabian Toastmasters Annual Conference year 2023, District 17. This contest will be conducted as per the rules laid down by Toastmasters International Speech Contest Rules Book 2022-23. Toastmasters International Online Speech Contest Exception, and District 79 Act SATAC 2023. When people are suddenly asked to speak impromptu, butterflies start flying in their stomachs. But today, we are going to witness how the champions are going to collect their thoughts together, think on their feet, and deliver their ideas eloquently. Contestants have been briefed on these rules and guidelines during the pre-contest meeting, and their speaking slots have already been drawn. The chief judge for this contest is DTM James Edward Karu. May I request our chief judge to acknowledge the judge. Thank you, Mr. Chief Judge. 1 minute silence will be observed between each contestant speech for the judges to mark their ballots. Timers, please signal when 1 minute elapses after the speaker. A special note to the timers, kindly give a verbal signal to Toastmaster Rubab, for example, by saying green, green, yellow, yellow, and red, red. At the beginning of the contest, all contestants except the first contestant will be moved to the designated room where they cannot hear anything from the main room. And each contestant will be called to the main room as per their speaking order. Dear contestants, while I call out your names as per the speaking order, please acknowledge your presence. Audience, please hold your applause until all contestant names have been called upon. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Anas Gayas. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Mustafa Al-Hamad. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Joey Balisa. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Rubab Fatima. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster Jeffrey Akeem. Please give them a hand. Let the best speaker win. You may be seated now. A humble request to the audience. For the smooth sailing of this contest, I need your cooperation by switching off your mobile phones or putting them on silent mode. Kindly refrain from taking flash photography all throughout the contest. Movement in the hall is not permitted while a contestant is on the stage. Contestants, are you ready? Yes. Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Contest Operations Director, may I have the topic, please? During this now, the check. Can hear the question. Reflecting, yeah. I can hear you. This reading. We have the topic. Contestant, the topic is with me now. All the best. And it is. Can you please stand up? all the contestants. Sergeant at arms, please escort all the contestants except contestant number 1 out of the hall and have them seated at the designated area and collect their digital devices, including smartwatches, if necessary. Dear contestant, you are advised to use the center passage to approach the stage. Thank you. Please confirm after all the contestants except contestant number 1 have left the hall. Hello, hello. Oh. Kindly put your cell phones to the silent mode. I really appreciate that. Just a little reminder. Sorry. Sorry about. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Dear all, no one is now allowed to leave the hall until the contest is over. Sergeant at arms, are you ready? Yeah, he's ready. Is the first contestant ready? Are the timers ready? Chief Judge, may I begin the contest? Yes, please. Thank you so much, Chief Judge, for the confirmation. Contestant number 2, Master Anas Rayas. Toastmaster Anas Rayas, your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Toastmaster Anas Rayas, the floor is yours.
Contest Masters, Pilatos Masters, good evening. Good evening. What is something I know than better than others that I would do differently? Let me give you a small thing. A few years back, I wanted to write something. I wanted to be a writer. But I I did not have those jobs for that. Okay, and wherever I went, I wanted to find a platform where I could express myself. But whenever I asked people the question, how can I do that? How can it be possible to do that? I never got a good response. That's where I realized that I know something, that I could exploit myself. I could try to do it better. So one day, while sitting lonely in the room during a pandemic, I decided to take the plunge. I launched my own blog. Now, at this point, many of us think that when you put yourself out in the world, people will judge you. People will think about you. People will say, what is this guy doing? But at that point, this is what usually people think. But at that point, at that venture, I did not thought about that. I went ahead with what I know. And I'm pretty proud to say that I'm running a blog, which I have published around 24 articles. It's about sports and management. Maybe some of you may like, some of you don't like. Some of the Toastmasters do really appreciate that. But it is something that gives me an ultimate satisfaction. Whenever I put something out, the day I put out a blog, a post, it gives me happiness, it gives me satisfaction. So that is what I realized, that there is something that we all have in ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, that we all have some talent which we don't realize about, which we don't think about. But we are bounded by society, what people will say, what people will think. So if there is one message I would like to give you in this short table topic speech, is that if there is something that you know that you can do better, go ahead, do it. Because people will continue to say whatever they want to say, but it is you who matter a lot. Thank you, and back to you.
1 minute of silence will be observed for the judges to mark their ballot. Timers, please alert me when 1 minute elapses. Dear audience, please note that they can record the speeches if the speaker allows. So kindly get the consent before recording. Thank you. One minute is over. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam. Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam, your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam, the stage is yours.
A wise man once said that the only thing certain is uncertainty and differences in life. How shared judges and all my dear friends, when you throw this question at me, what is that one thing that I do differently from others? The first thing that comes up to my mind is probably repetitive with most of you, resonates with most of you, but still, I believe I'm different in that. Let me all throw a question to you. How many of you are procrastinators here? Well, I thought myself as a procrastinator ever since I postponed my deadline and set a new deadline to postpone the deadline and postpone it again. And once upon a time, I came across an interesting video, The Life of a Master Procrastinator on YouTube. So he tries to compare the life of procrastinator with two things. Procrastinators are like the crazy monkeys. They all need a reward to move forward. You give them a banana, they do. You give them another banana, they do again. But what happens? Over a period of time, the number of bananas increase and procrastination keeps moving on and on and on. But what's the point? What I see might be different from the others. I might be a procrastinator like you, but I believe that for every moment that I procrastinate, I do my mental math. I might not be preparing for my speech tomorrow until today, but I run it on my mind. And I don't do my deadlines and targets on time, but I do all the mental homework to get it done on the spot on time. Is there anyone among you who can claim that who does it? Well, thank you. Probably there are a few more people created like me. Always say, is contagious, so pass it on. So there are 3 more people like me. You too can take this link out of my life. How to be a procrastinator, but do your mental math and fix it on time. Can you? Yeah. Over to you.
1 minute of silence will be observed for the duration of their balance. Time will be very important.
There's more.
1 minute is over. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Mustafa Al-Hammad. Toastmaster Mustafa Al-Hammad, your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Toastmaster Mustafa Al-Hammad, the floor is yours.
In every thought, in every place in life, there is a word we call protocol. For me, this is the most word I have ever thought to implement in my life. Is the concept here? Ladies and gentlemen. Flexible steps is the key word for success. If we keep everything in a protocol to prepare, to get things done, we won't move to the level we need. For you, ladies and gentlemen, as Toastmasters, when you prepare your speech, do you have the protocol to set on the table and prepare your speech? Or when you go to the market, you think in your speech. When you walk around, you think on the speech. So you use a flexible step to use the time you have to use all the resources you have to get your goals complete. And the same for school. If you teach the kid on the same spot, everything to be explained in the same. Where is creativity? Creativity comes when flexible steps are implemented, when protocol is out. From here, flexibility is the key toward creativity. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Do you have the word protocol in your life? Is it implemented more than flexible step? Which one do you prefer? Flexible or protocol? I'm flexible. Now,
1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Can please read in 1 minute. One minute is over. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Joey Baisa. Toastmaster Joey Baisa. Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Toastmaster Joey Baisa. Floor is yours.
so we all have our quirks, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, and especially esteemed judges who are doing their own thing with the judging, obviously. We all have our own quirks. We all have our own way of doing things. It's what makes us special. It's what makes us who we are. So what do I do differently in my life that makes me different, that sets me apart from everyone else? Believe it or not, it's planning. Now you might think, such a boring subject, planning. But as we've been learning in Toastmasters, if you don't plan, basically, you fail, right? Failure, so basically, failure to plan, planning to fail. Yet, I will tell you a little secret. I am very bad at planning ahead of time. The reason for this is that my life has been very dynamic over the years. I've lived in roughly about 7 different countries. What is the old cliche? God laughs at us when we make our plans because we know there's a different plan in store. So how do I overcome this in my own way of planning? And this frustrates people because people will come up to me and say, where are your plans, Joey? Well, we have to get this organized. We have to do things the right way. The way that I do this is that I will have a template in my mind for any particular occasion, whether it's a road trip, whether it's a vacation, whether it's a job interview, but I only keep it at 40%. And then I try to be flexible. I actually learned this from a great mentor of mine who joked with me the other day when you leave things to the last minute, they only take a minute to do. So definitely, I invite you to ensure that you don't wind up with paralysis by analysis, that you make such strong plans that you lose flexibility. So definitely, with planning, that is what I do differently. How do you do planning differently in your life? Do it with passion and vigor.
1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Timer.
No.
One minute is over. Timers, please note that you have to call out green, green, yellow, yellow. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Rubab Bhattacharya. Toastmaster Rubab, kindly confirm if you can hear the timers.
Green, green.
Yes.
Thank you. Toastmaster Rubab, your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Toastmaster Rubab, the stage is yours.
Diversity. Diversity in the way all of us think, act. Now imagine if all of us over here go to the same question like we did right now, and all of us give the same answer. It would be so. But what variety and color to this would be the different ideas and thoughts that we hear from all the different minds that we have. Now, I'm very happy to say that I am different from people in many ways. And out of those many things,
Green,
I think
green.
one thing that I believe stands out most is my optimism. Now, right from the beginning, since I was a child, I have faced a lot of challenges, ups and downs in my personal life and in my even professional life now. But I always feel that it is my optimism because I call myself a lifelong learner enthusiast.
Hello.
Say, like for me, that's the one thing which
helps me to fit myself forward. Just to give an example, during COVID, many people lost their jobs. So did I. I was upset. However, I used that time in the long time to apply for jobs. It was
Right,
my
right.
ability that helped me find my dream job at this company. So what makes me different is my optimism. What makes you different? Thank you. Back to the mic.
1 minute of silence for the judges to moderate. Timers, please alert me when running ready. One minute is over. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster Jeffrey Yaki. Toastmaster Jeffrey Yaki. What is your topic is? What is something you know you do differently than most people? Your topic is, what is something you know you do differently than most people? Toastmaster Jeffrey Aki. Floor is yours.
Who knows that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Volleyball. I am a volleyball player. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Toastmaster, volleyball serves me a lot of this. Why? Look at the ball. The volleyball is the thing that we don't let people or put it down. Why? Because we have to save it. Hey, that's mine. To take the ball, you have to save it. And when you time to serve it fluently, greatly, straight to your target. And when you hit it hard, hit it ferociously, it's like no coming back. But what volleyball taught me is to serve the ball to the humankind with compassion, to dig the ball with passion, to spike the ball like it is a problem that you want to get rid of. And that, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I know that I want you to know. Perhaps maybe after this SATAC, play with me volleyball. Who wants? Okay, then. So I will be then really in the middle of the sun. But ladies and gentlemen, that volleyball sports does not taught me to be a sportsman like. That volleyball sports taught me to be dignified. Recently, I just had a competition in Neon where 2 championships were bagged to my shoulder. I was a team captain. For no reason, I don't know why my teammates chose. But for trust, confidence, I have articulated them to join me, serving with compassion, leading with passion, and kicking the ball ferociously, because that's all. Life must go on. If you have been trust, then go on. If you have to kick, serve, and dig the ball, think that is your life. Being a leader, that serves me, and I am a valuable player. Over to you, guys.
Silence will be observed for the part. But I guess we have now come to the end of the table topic contest. We will have 3 minutes of silence. Timers, please alert me when 3 minutes has elapsed. Three minutes are over. Dear contestants, your certificates will be handed over to you at a later time. For the time being, may I request all the contestants to please come on stage for a group photo. Dear contestants, kindly approach the stage for a group photo. Also, my humble request to Chief Judge, SATAC Chair, District Dignitaries, Contest Operations Director, to come on stage for a group request. Dear DTM Nazir, our DTM Sridhar, our DTM Ambassador, yes. DTM Patay, please come on stage. DTM Edward. DTM Rami Jawad.
I don't know how they will feel that I.
Yeah.
I think here.
It's here.
You have the same thing in the other side, right?
Yes.
Because I'm expecting, I need to discuss something with the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really enjoyed the debate topic on Best Master. It was indeed an engrossing session. I hope you also enjoyed it. Please give a tremendous round of applause on our I'm truly honored to patience team giving me this wonderful opportunity to be part of this joyful. You have been a wonderful experience. I'm very thankful to you for your cooperation from the contest. Chief Judge, may I adjourn this conference? Thank you, Chief Judge. Debate topic contest Group B, Saudi Arabian Toastmasters Annual Conference Year 2023 is hereby adjourned. Thank you all. Over to the master.
Chair. Very, very first, let's have 10 minutes break to come back with fresh and the same mind and to be waiting for our second concept for today. That 7 p.m. and
I'll just take it.
Five, or that's it. Come on, bear with me. I don't know. It's hard. What time? What time? What time? Well, now let's start our next contest, which is human speech contest. This contest will be led by Toastmaster, who has been member since March 2017, and he worked with Jacob, Toastmaster, and today Toastmaster. For him, self-inspiration is the key to success. He is currently Area 47 Director and served in different area administration manager, area advisor, sub-president, VP of education, and so on. He thinks that sound of voice is powerful. For oil and gas, matter, a healing for
Is my voice audible to all? Yeah. Thank you, Master. Toastmaster Abdul Hassan, for those encouraging words. Respected dignitaries, diligent leaders of a dynamic district, my dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a warm good evening to one and all.
Evening.
Welcome to the humorous speech contest semi-final of District 79 for the year 2023. I'm honored to serve as the contest master today. This contest will be conducted as per rules laid down by Toastmasters International Speech Contest Rule Book 2022-23. All contestants competing today are members of good standing in a club and all their eligibility and originality. Contestants may remain in the room while the other contestants are speaking. The sergeant at arms are instructed not to admit anyone into the contest room while the speakers are giving their speech. Contestants have been briefed on these rules and guidelines during the pre-contest briefing, and the speaking slots have already been drawn. The chief judge for this contest is DKM James Edward Taruk. May I request our Chief Judge to acknowledge the presence? The time for the humorous speech is 5 to 7 minutes, with a grace period of minus and plus 30 seconds on either side respectively. Dear audience, please switch off your mobile phones or put them on silent. The speaking order of the contestants has been drawn as follows. As I read off the names, kindly acknowledge your presence and remain standing. Audience, please applause until last contestant name are called. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Nazir Al-Qasem. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Badr Al-Hassoon. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Renate de los Reyes. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Habib Hamadan. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Hansi Winter. Contestant number 6, Toastmaster Abdullah Bagaida. There will be 1 minute silence between contestants for the judges to mark their ballots. Chief Judge, shall we begin the contest? Thank you, Mr. Chief Judge. Are the timers ready?
Yes, here.
Are the audience ready? Yes. Just to make a mention before we go with the speech contest, all the contestants to please make a note that if it is found you are addressing other speakers' content, referencing or quoting any of the speech parameters, then it is viable for disqualification. Please make a note of this. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Nazir Al-Qasem. Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. We want to talk, to think, act, learn, and talk. My speech will entertain you and will make you feel proud. Sit, listen, and smile. Speech title. Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. We want to be taught, to think, act, and learn, and laugh. My speech will entertain you and will make you feel proud. Sit, listen, and smile. Toastmaster Nazir Al-Qasem.
My friend Steve said, I like there's a lot of oil lot of sand, and something will it's like a cow. Here. It's a black. You can't tell which is which. And who, how can, oh, easy. Go like this. When we want to, we just fold. We can play soccer. Folks, let me tell you, I used to take my wife to the mall. She puts on her black abaya, enters woman's shop. I stay outside and wait. And wait. When she's late, I start thinking that, oh, very black abaya. I hear, what are you doing? Looking at what? Ladies, things have changed. Now, we have many options. There is different colors and decoration, right? Yeah. But you can have one hand brown, the other hand gold. I see you want both hands gold. Love gold. No, I'm looking up the sleeve. Why so? Why so? Now, let me tell you, the world actually is a rope. Our ancestors thought of something to tie the head cover. But we are very creative. We have many ways of using the It's our WMD. Weapons of mass destruction. Imagine a thief comes at night to steal your. What do you do? Listen, is handy with naughty children. If they do any hanky-panky, they will behave quickly. Now, the way to wear the guard normally is like this. When you test it to the side, it's what? Tribe. Yeah, tribal look. When you test it to the front, it is serious look. When you just finish the prayer, you put it on the back, you tell that it's a prayer. Now let me tell you, our water is to protect us from the hot sun. There's many ways of wearing the water. If you want to be like me, or well, good gentleman, that's like this. If you want to be looking younger, you put it on the shoulder. See, I became a lot younger, 10 years younger, just for your eyes. Okay, let me tell you, there is another way of wearing the hood. You can turn it around, side, the breast thing. I see you are already impressed. Warning, if you put your ultra, you see it like this, please keep away. This is troublemaker. Now, like another dress I wanted to enjoy, and they use it in the South. It's the windrop. We put it around our waist. It's good for wheelchair. I know in India they have something else similar. They call it Longi. Are you Jack Rising's fan? Oh, the Rising's fan. Please, don't miss this chance. Longi dance. A party. It was good event. So they treated us like VIP. So we sat in the front seat, but the seats were wet. When I got up, everyone. My friend was wearing. He said, he pulled the bag. When he got up, the back piece. No one's going anywhere. Wait a minute, this is confidential. I have copyright. Friends, no matter where you are, where, you have to be proud of your heritage, culture. Because it's important, it's what's inside the dress. You. Yes. Oh, and so many of them are in my business. They are still new. I got fat and they are now nothing. You need you see. But remember, I'm all modified like a Java camise with the jackets.
Timer, please indicate red signal after 1 minute. Thank you, Timer, for the confirmation. Please note, the recording of the speech will only be permitted if the speaker allows. So please take the consent before record the speech. Check. Welcome contestant number 2, Toastmaster Wada Al-Hasmoon. Title, 5-star experience. Speech title, 5-star experience. Toastmaster Wada Al-Hasmoon.
Finally graduating college in the States. I was at the lowest point in my life. I was sitting on my couch, stuffing my face with hot Cheetos, eating Happy Meals every day, nachos dipped in expired cheese. You the only cheese I had. Basically, I was a useless member of society. But then I snapped out of it and decided to find what is called a job. You're all familiar with what a job is, right? Raise your hand. Raise your hands. I see a few people who didn't raise their hands. I think these people did not pay the 500 reals to get here. I told the master guest, good evening. I decided to find a job, and I found that there was a 5-star in the hotel, or 5-star hotel in the city that was hiring. So I immediately put my hot Cheetos down, and I went over there for a job interview. And they hired me only 5 minutes into the interview. Whoa, is right. But that should have been a red flag for me. At the time, I was like, wow, I'm such a great candidate that they hired me only 5 minutes into the interview. I was the only candidate. And so I filled out the paperwork. They drug tested me. I tested positive for chicken McNuggets and barbecue sauce. And I got the job. And ladies and gentlemen, I learned very quickly that working for a hotel is not easy. I remember my first week into the job. We had a huge family check into our hotel, an entire family tree. The children, the parents, the grandparents, the great-grandparents, the great-great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents, a lot of greats. I look to my left, the children are doing backflips, climbing up the wall. I look to my right, the grandfather is doing a handstand on his walker. He's stuffing candy in his underwear. And while he's doing it, he's talking to the valet guys, just having a normal conversation. Nice weather we have today, right? Not too hot, not too cold. Yeah. I looked up, the grandmother's hanging upside down from the ceiling. My coworker who's standing right next to me goes, oh, not this again. It's like a normal day at the hotel. And so, as this was happening, I'm standing behind the desk in absolute shock. And I'm looking at the exits. I was at a crossroads. Which one is it? Do I run for the door and go back to eating Happy Meals every day? Or do I stay here and try to keep this family of circus freaks under control? I had no choice but to stay in the circus. And I was able to learn a lot of things very quickly at the hotel. I knew what the Wi-Fi password was. I knew what time breakfast was. I knew where the pool was at. But there was one thing I didn't know how to deal with. Dealing with people. Do you know how hard it is to smile at someone that you want to run over with a luggage cart? Be sure to get you those extra towels. And don't ever come back again. I mean, it's nice to see you. And we have what I like to call recurring guest interactions. It's the same people every week. Actually, same interactions every week with different people. For example, we always had the people who would compare our hotel to other hotels they stayed at. I remember this one married couple, they would not shut up about the last hotel they stayed at. It's like that hotel sent them to be there, to annoy you. They walked in, and the guy's like, how many floors do you guys have? Like, sir, we have 20 floors. Yeah? Well, at the Vacation Inn where Susan and I stayed last time, they have 40. Right, Susan? She's like, yeah, I remember. 40 floors is beautiful. Susan doesn't even know what city she's in right now. Vacation Inn. gonna set the vacation in on fire if this guy doesn't show up. And then we have the grumpy old married couples. I've seen so many marriages get ruined at my time at the hotel. And so many of them stay married for so long. It's like, divorce is an option. I remember this one married couple, there's a cloud of tension just hovering over them. They're looking for something to complain about. And I remember there was one couple that hated each other so much. You better not put feather pillows in my room. I'm allergic to feather. Later that night. So much. I used to get people in the service. Until I became that person, realized how hard it is to, keep myself from punching someone in the face and keep a smile for 8 hours. So it was truly an eye-opening experience for me. And ladies and gentlemen, I encourage all of you to please be nice to the people in the service industry. Please and thank you. Hello. It goes a long way. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go blow up the vacation inn. Contest chair.
Really have these very small developments. The one. Thank you, Emma, for the confirmation. Welcome, contestant number 3. Toastmaster Renate Delos Reis. Title: Journey to the Land of the King. Speech title: Journey to the Land of the King. Toastmaster Renate Delos Reis.
God. Yeah.
Please, no. What is true? Fellow Muslims, these are the things we think when we talk about Saudi Arabia. Especially when you didn't visit yet the country. Just browsing on the Google, or sometimes listening to your talkative neighbor. When I'm still in the Philippines and applying abroad, I do usually apply to Southeast Asian due to this negative ideology that they're saying about Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia. But most of the agency, they responded me and says, sorry sir, but our available is only Saudi Arabia. I feel very unhappy and sad, but I have no choice. It's either I will stay in the country without a good job, or I will go out to my and get. The day came. Yes, starting from day one, I experienced all the stroke of sleeping, having eyes free, without a good rest and with a free pain. And when I arrived in the bunker, so lot of people running towards the immigration authority. So let's follow them. You know, you know, you. The immigration authority during the time is wearing a military uniform, same like in Vietnam. And also, the security is so bad. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of too much crowded people. It's about the spend. This day, Saudi Arabia is a hot. Yes, I agree. But during that time, in an early morning, man, it's freezing cold. I have no idea that January is the whole season in this country. And mind you, he didn't bring any jacket. Comes my first Friday with the new ship in Saudi Arabia. I received a call from a friend. Hey, what are you doing? Get up. We will go to Jubail Town. At last! I will now see how big and beautiful Jubail City is. I was very excited during that time, and more surprised when I saw. I thought Saudi is full of Saudi people and camel. And I asked my friend, brother, are you still in Saudi or in India? But wait, there's more. While observing the crowd, I saw three guys talking to each other. And as long as the conversation became more and more intense, this young guy is keep on tilting his head from side to side, like this. Oh, those people makes me distant. Anyway. Time goes by. I become familiar with the Saudi culture, way how we interact with them, and even with other nationalities. Enjoying food, events, and gathering in the desert. And do you know that mutton and camel is not the famous here in Saudi? Do you know what? Take a guess. Take a guess. Yes, it's chicken. We have chicken masala, chicken biryani, chicken kebab, grilled chicken, and our favorite, roasted chicken. Kulu chicken. Journey is never ending. You should be hankered, no matter how painful and difficult your journey is. Sometimes it's the journey teaches you about your destination. So come on, what are you waiting for? Explore Saudi Arabia and make your own journey to the land of the king. Back to you, once.
We have 1 minute of silence. That is to mark the ballots. Timers, please indicate please indicate red after 1 minute. Thank you, Demo, for the confirmation. Welcome contestant number 4, Toastmaster Habib Ramadan. Title, How I Became a Toastmaster. This title, How I Became a Toastmaster. Toastmaster Habib Ramadan.
In 1962, an adorable baby was born. Seeing his facial expression, his vocal variety, poor, his father predicted to his mother, honey, our son will become an outstanding postmaster. Can you guess who was that baby? Yes, it is me, handsome young Habib Ramadan. Respected conductor, judges, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. I grew up serving all the boundaries of life. You were thinking that my head still looked like that baby's head. No. In 1995, a cathartic event took place in my life. Any guess? Of course, I lot of mental and physical change in me. The first physical change is this. This barren land was densely cultivated before 95. If you don't believe, see the photographs. How I was. My wife got a job as a teacher. Since then, I was known as teacher's husband. When she started lecturing me, I became speechless. After hearing my sad story, one of my friends suggested Toastmaster Madurum Malayalam Club. We went there. I saw old male Toastmasters. How I can be my beautiful wife? By the time Sunday Town reveals the Toastmasters mission. Be Toastmasters away from politics. away from religion. That was it. Away from sex. Yeah, I became very happy. I was confident to give my wife a own. I asked the senior toastmaster, sir, is it true? Yes, yes. You don't have kids? I have, but not between four and I extend my happiness by 2 hours, joining in different classes. First day, do you know how they introduced me? We have created some Baldi young Habib Ambana. Introduced. I don't think Habib Ambana. What they achieved from teacher husband to Habib Ambana. I was told for table talking. I couldn't utter a single word other than respected of person. Then I ran. Evaluation time. Table topic evaluation. Where is handsome Habib Ambana? Oh, you are there. Yeah, Habib, you are the hero. What a performance! Especially you are open community. Be here. If you join it will be asset for us. That day, evaluations are number one. End of the meeting, the particular postmaster came with the paper. I came through as a BP number. And I had a counter submitting report. Congratulate those postmasters who have marks. I confused. Why the? So now condolence is more. I ignore it. Next day, I went early to hear more about me, more but nothing happened. That's what questions Ambara. Because they got remember. That day, I submitted the account report and I kept the paper in my book. Next day, I heard a shouting sound. My wife shouting at me, Habib, what did you return? Lady in one hand, three who. Something so she understood. Now we are happily, both of us. Family, of matters, past. How we go to next the share our family room strong. I can be my space.
Maybe have 1 minute of silence for judges to mark the ballots. And please indicate red signal of the 1 minute. Thank you, Master. Medal is real. Postmaster Hansner Winter.
Yes. What are you all looking like? Nothing in the Toastmaster phone book state that I can keep on stage. Oh, just one piece of the company. Boring, it's not even enough for me. How dare you? Mr. Congress Chair, for the Toastmasters. Who among you here have successfully lost their ways? I'm telling you now, it's just temporary. And for those who did not raise your hand. Trouble is here. From 100 grams, I lost 100 grams. Now back to 120 grams. Imagine. The struggle is real. I follow the diet. The diet did not follow the diet. Growing up, I've always had a love affair with food. All my childhood friends are now married, having. I'm sorry. Mom, and now, you need more. Have some incessant appetite. Would you believe that I once got banned in a Chinese buffet? It is terrible. Oh, Indian food. Papura, chicken tikka masala. The only problem is they go in spicy, they go out. Sorry. I don't consider food. Starting from me. I'm so invisible. Look our operator. He 20 some armors and 50 some. Removing sweets from your diet makes you just 97% of your will to live. You're very fantastic. It's just too bad to start yourself as a founder to try anything. Oh, you're turning it. You know what's my favorite diet? The seafood diet. Where you see all the food. It is actually an oral problem. Problem is so, ladies and gentlemen, take a good look at the gorgeous scene. Just eating whatever you want. So what will you do if you have anything? Try to lecture you again on losing weight. Eat them too.
Thank you, Daniel, for the information. Welcome contestant number 6, Toastmaster Abdullah.
I've been married for years, and I have my son. My son gets me to I see me just so she's there. So like this. I think Papa, who do you love the most? Me or Mama? My son, both, because I want to sleep in the bed. My son asked me, Papa, how did you do this? I feel like in memory. See exactly. This is one of my favorite day ever. It was 27th of the month, Thursday, we received the best text message ever. You can share that message. There's something weird about my house. My parents are in the living room, smiling at me. My mom, she's looking at me like, she's looking at an angel. One moment, I feel what? Mom, and please. I'm excited. So I said, Mom was like, Adela, we know what's the best for you, and we think it's the perfect time for you to get married. And we know what's the right thing about you. That's normal. Oh, my. Adela, can you reach his big fingers? I'm a Toastmaster. I pay money so people can teach me how to speak in public. Abdullah, Toastmaster, every Wednesday. Rest of the week, my own. Name's Abdullah. I'm supposed to be kicked off. Nice. All right. So, it was a really good moment. Actually sitting next to the guy, chit chat for 15 minutes. Somehow he excused himself. And all I can see is the most smooth and pure around the world, opening a door, holding a tray, 2 cups. Let me tell you something about me. I'm the guy who likes to grab the attention. So I have to grab the attention with a quick thing. So all I do, I was thinking, an idea comes to my head. Keeping things. Share your home. Marriage is all about keeping keep success. You know, I'm jihad.
I'm disqualified. Yeah. Loyalties. Yeah, I do 2 minutes here. You know, appreciation. My own appreciation. I know. But it's meant to be your soulmate. At the end, you will find her.
This time, this balance. Request the timer to indicate with signal. 3 minutes elapsed. Can you proceed? Minutes.
In honor of your name. Now, those master, what are you? Invite all the contestants with their participation certificate onto the stage. We would like to have one more distribution of certificate that was on the table of contest. As in English, I will call contest master. Contest master, contest master Mohammed onto the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you for taking because we were not able to distribute certificates when I did the table contest. So I'm going to do that now. Dear contestants, I would request you to step up and accept your certificates one by one. With contestant number 1, Anas Gayana. Those master Anas Gayana. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Sundar Ramalikam. Contestant number 3, Mustafa Al-Ahmad. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Joey Baita. Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Rubab Fatih. Okay, I will be here. Then I will move on to contestant number 6, Toastmaster Jeffrey Abdiman. Dear contestants, can I request you all for a group photo? And then we have Master of Ceremony, please join us. And Contest Master, please join us. And I think ATM Pata and all have already.
Depends on a chief judge and director level. Protocol, you keep it correctly. Director could be called. Chief judge.
All right, guys, get close, get close, get close, get close. Get close. Pretend you like each other. Good, everyone. Five.
Yeah, you can even flag it, say approval is given when it's
Thank you. Wait. Thank you so much.
Podium to Manish.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed an engrossing session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please give a big round of applause for all. I'm truly honored and thankful to the SATAC 2023 contest operations team for giving me this opportunity to be part of this joyful event. You have been a wonderful audience. I'm very happy for your cooperation throughout the contest.
Can you take
If there, may I adjourn the contest? Thank you, Mr. Chief Judge. Humorous contest semi-final B for SATAC 2023 is hereby adjourned. Over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Everyone is excited about dinner or during this meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we reached the end of this session. I really enjoyed being the Master of Ceremonies. It was a great honor and a growth opportunity to experience world the world. This contest couldn't happen and took place without the help and support of extraordinary leaders and extraordinary guests, and of course, SATAC contest operation team. Now, we have yeah. So now we go to the main hall, hall number 1, to adjourn this meeting, and thank you.
Great break, huh?
Great break.
Black what? బాగుంది ఇలా నీట్ గా అయిపోతే బాగుంటుంది